Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another Essential RC live stream. I'm Dom from Essential RC. Epic session yesterday, 4 hours. 4 hours. I never thought I would live stream or even play Microsoft Flight Simulator for that long, but I blame Amarok because he challenged me to a race from Land's End to John O'Groats, and that took up the extra time that took us to 4 hours. Won't be doing that today. I needed a lie down and a cup of tea after that. So, same deal today, starting from London Heathrow and going to London City. Hopefully others will join us, other pilots will join us along the way back to London Heathrow, and then we'll go on our first trip. We've built up a list of really great destinations and trips to do, so I hope you'll join us along the way. Alright, so I see on the Discord already I've got my good friend Al. Al, how are you doing? Should be able to hear me. It's push to talk. Just to add, if you do join the Discord, the details for the Discord are in the live stream channel description. And we'll drop those into the YouTube chat, although it is pinned to the top of the chat as well.
Hey Dom.
Hey
Can
Al.
you get me now?
Yes, loud and clear. How you doing? Can you hear me? We always have these little technical
Good,
challenges,
right?
So. Good. Yeah, I think the first time you've joined along, isn't it? Let's get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Well, first time you've let me speak.
Are you listening to me through Discord? You must be, I guess, rather than through the stream, because it's delayed through the stream, obviously.
I'm actually listening through the stream because I can't get you on Discord. I need to have a tinker, mate. I'll have a go.
Okay. I am talking through the Discord for sure. Or definitely am now. Okay, so I'm sitting in an Air Mackie MB339. This is an add-on aircraft that you can buy in the marketplace in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It costs about €20. Good looking plane, and probably the favourite one for our trips because it is aerobatic. Not sensationally fast, but that doesn't really matter, and actually it's a good thing. There are fast aircraft like the Eurofighter Typhoon. It's maybe too fast for what we do. If you're flying through the Grand Canyon, you don't need afterburners. So Jason, hi, how are you doing? Starting up. So engines started, and we'll make our way over to 27R. RPMs coming up, temperatures coming up. Close up the canopy. And lock the canopy. And we should be good. And 27R should be just over to our left. Parking brake off.
Ah, there we go. Fixed it.
Push to talk.
My actual HOTIS wasn't powering up.
Oh, that's never a good thing. Let's go this way. A320 on our left. So let's just hold here. What's time? 3 minutes. So on the Discord, fellow lead pilots, I've got my good friend Al, call sign Impaler, and Jason, call sign Inertia. So I'm just waiting on the side of the runway for you chaps. Give you 2 minutes and then let's get going down to London City. Again, if other pilots want to join us, and if you're welcome to, we're on the West Europe server. We're starting from London Heathrow from runway 27R. You could join us at any point. It's good to join the Discord because you get live audio without any delay or lag. Otherwise, if you listen over the stream, you're going to be hearing what we say 20 seconds later, which isn't good when you're flying at 300 knots down the Welsh valleys. All right, taxiing up to the runway now. So the one thing to point out, that is probably not a Piper Cherokee, that's probably an F-15, but I don't have the F-15 installed. Oh, maybe I'm wrong actually. It's not a Piper Cherokee, but it tends to be the generic aircraft that's displayed if you don't have the particular aircraft installed. So I've gone for a ghost grey scheme today. Some of these aircraft come with lots of different schemes that you can choose from. Right, anybody going to join me on the run down to London City then? Or for a change, am I going to be by myself? I don't think it's a... We do have this problem occasionally where you don't see some of the other live players.
It's showing on the map that there are other players near you, and my hamsters are slow this morning, so yeah.
Oh no, I see another MB on my left. I'm going to turn on labels for this first trip. So there is this annoying option where you can turn on nameplates for the other players, but there isn't. You can't assign that to a key. Steve rings. Alright, so for the sake of the entertainment on the live stream, I think I'm going to get going. Me and Steve. Steve, keep it tight. Alright, so flaps down, got another MB joining us. Alec Philpott. That's Impaler. Okay, gentlemen. How are you doing, Inertia? I'm using call signs today.
Wait for another Jason to turn up. Yeah, not so bad. How about you?
I'm good. Are you nearly in? Or the hamster's still going? We can wait.
I'm on that the slow quarter of the load for anyone.
Oh,
so
well, we'll wait.
You'll know as soon as I buy a new PC, because I'll be like, yeah, I'm in.
Air combat on my left. And I had a Learjet there for a moment. If you don't have the add-on aircraft like the MB and the Euro, it's a good aircraft actually. Either you know, the Citation or anything like that, they can do 300, 350. So we're just waiting for Inertia to jump in. Just a few seconds probably. A320 Speedbird 6682. Probably nothing to do with us. Bit of a crowded runway already.
Yeah, I'd take off.
Roger that. Let's do that. Alright, everybody on the runway. So I have got brakes off. I am ramped up to half throttle. In 3, I'm going to go to full throttle. Let's move, let's go. Come on out. And full power on 3, 2, 1, go. Looking for 120. And pulling back on the stick. Gear up. Following you, Al, Impaler, so slow roll left. And we're doing 180 degrees to go to the city. Flaps up. Back off the throttle to 2/3, Impaler. And I'll form up. So we want to fly down to the Thames. rapid altitude changes there, Impaler. Keep it smooth. On your left wing.
I totally didn't cheat to catch up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're doing. Hitting that Y key. .210 knots at 2,000 feet. So dropping down to the Thames now, we're going to be doing 100 to 50 feet, keeping to the Thames in through the city to Canary Wharf, and then hook out right and round and land at London City. Tig in his Learjet. Steve Rings on my 6. Here we go. You wouldn't have thought a Learjet could do that, would you? But Tig is demonstrating that you can fly down the Thames in a Learjet. Whatever you do, don't try and go under bridges. It's not possible. Houses of Parliament on our left and Big Ben, and the Eye on our right. And the Shard, HMS Belfast, Tower Bridge, don't fly through it. Slow it down a bit.
I nearly just got ended by a magical building spawn again.
Well, they just appear in front of you.
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking forward to getting like a higher end system. Like, it just tells me off at everything. It's like, your PC can't do this. It's not ready for this. Like, every time I load this game, it's like you're below minimum.
You'll appreciate it all the more when it turns up.
Oh, I know. Like I said, you've seen the photo I took of like the sheer difference on what you're seeing compared to what I'm seeing.
Yeah, well, at least it's a game that you can configure to cope with the power your machine has got.
I think the main thing, I've got most of the base set up. It's just my processors below. That's my biggest issue. Is my sort of main core unit is below spec at this point. So I think that's why it runs it.
Right. The runway is in front of us, hooking out to the right, so we can approach and land. So I can see Steve Rings, Inertia, Amrock, Obscene, RKN 321, Al, Impaler. Good group already. So we're flying parallel to the runway. London City. Don't need to go too far out. Slow down, speed brake out, slowing down to 200. Speed brake back in. Landing gear coming out. Oh, what a shock. Amrock is flying an X-Wing. There's always one. Flaps. So, no surprise that, as with any sim, there are people who do mods. And I did try a few this morning, including the X-Wing that Amrock is flying. I didn't really get on with it, but it is fun to see things like that. Right, here we go. And speed brake out, 150.
Oh, this could be good. Could be good. Stay right side grip. I've got
Copy that.
on.
Right side, right side. Landing on the grass, but we won't worry about that. We're getting better at our synchro landings.
Can't say much for Amrock's flip then.
Oh, did he flip the X-Wing?
Yeah.
There's no way of landing it. That's the problem.
There's a long easy.
All right, taxiing off the runway. Vex on it in front of me. Didn't make the turn. I made that mistake previously. I don't know why the road goes up that far, but as Amrock crashes his X-Wing in front of me. It was all looking very scale until that point, Amrock. I'll just taxi forward a little bit. Thanks, Inertia.
I forget about the dissolving.
Oh, it's so annoying. I just don't know why would they bother with that?
I suppose it's a non-contact thing, as well as it stops objects clipping into each other if once you get within that range that they just merge out. You don't lag people and things then.
Unmuted Amarok, but he's a man of few words. Amarok, he prefers his actions to speak for him, but he does lead us on a few good trips. Okay, so we're going to head back to London Heathrow, and then we will do our first trip, which is going to be the same as yesterday. It's going to be Monument Valley, UT25, in Utah. Great place for some low altitude slalom around the natural environment. All right, everybody, ready to go. So throttling up, we're going to do a nice gentle taxi down the runway, increasing our speed. Here we go. Going to half power. Going to full power in 3, 2, 1, go. Looking for 120, 110, 120 and rotate. Gear up. And slow roll right, Al. Impaler, slow roll right.
Flaps are still down, Dom.
Copy that. Flaps up.
Air brake on my screen as well.
Yeah, I was slowing down to keep with Al. I botched that up, didn't I? Better next time. Right, quickest route back to Heathrow. So I downloaded and tried out the Concorde as well, which is an impressive looking mod, you have to change the flight model to Legacy, and you can take off, but you sure as heck can't land. There's just no way of slowing the thing down, which is unfortunate. But it is done by an amateur modder, I would guess, not a pro developer like has done this MB339. So what do you expect?
Yeah, I'm not so keen after what the Euro did to my settings. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that didn't work very well for you, did it? That's strange.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of that to do with the fact that my computer can't cope with the game, let alone modded.
Right, okay.
Just about get it into a full flat spin.
So straight line for a runway 27R again. So we'll land and we'll make our way off to the left to parking. And then we'll head for Monument Valley in Utah, which we did yesterday and was a lot of fun, as was the Grand Canyon. So Grand Canyon Part 1 was yesterday. We'll do that again. And I've got a Part 2 that Neil suggested to me this morning or late yesterday, and I put a flight plan together. I have to put together flight plans, otherwise I'll just get lost. I'm not sure if he's with us actually. Let's look at the Discord. Yes, he is. And I've just unmuted him. How you doing, Neil?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sorry about that. I didn't see that you'd joined us.
Right, late joining. Takes my computer about 10 minutes to load this up as well.
I thought mine was slow. Takes me. You saw the 2 restarts I did yesterday. That took a good 5 minutes. But I haven't done a reboot of my PC in quite a long time, so maybe that accounted for it. But so yeah, I was saying I did a flight plan for your for the second Grand Canyon trip.
Sounds good. Is that west out of GCN or is that the one over near Hoover Dam?
Going to Hoover Dam, and then to Las Vegas, and then out to Nellis Air Force Base. I extended it out to Nellis.
Excellent. Lots to see out that way.
So I wasn't concentrating on my airspeed there. So 150 now. And flare. Here we go. Let's roll off to the left and go and park next to the 747.
Oh yeah, I've got a wheelie going.
It's easier to do that in the Euro, I find, than the...
That's because that doesn't want to stop either.
No, I mean, that doesn't have... It has really poor brakes. I don't know why the guy did that.
Military budget cuts, they had to use wood.
Right, good warm up. So we got 4, 5, 6. At least 6, 7 of us at the moment. It's good. Alright, exiting back to main menu. And your first departure point is UT25. Don't need a flight plan for this. This is all a bit about follow my leader. Around the really seriously impressive landscape. These big rock formations that I guess are several hundred feet tall, I'd guess.
Or in my case, big potato formations.
Big potatoes. Well, as long as there's something to fly around. So...
Hey, I'm flying, I'm happy. But I say it's a testament to the fact that you can, at least you don't have to go like mega spec gaming computer just to run the game.
No. Yeah. Right, I had ignored the YouTube chat until this point, so blimey, it's got busy. Hi everybody. On the YouTube chat, UT25. Let's pick... I don't think it matters too much what the departure runway is, but it's going to be 34. I hope that's the right one. UT...
Take 16. Take 16, head out south.
Alright, just... Okay, 16. I apologise. I did that wrong yesterday, didn't I? So...
Actually, I was wrong. 34. 34's right.
Oh, yeah. UT 25 34. Alright.
I use the quick developer mode teleport.
At worst, you have to do 180 degrees. It doesn't matter. Right, set my time of day to about midday. It's June. And fly.
Airbus 320, is it?
Really? It's
A couple of MBs.
doable, I suppose.
And next wing.
Yeah, that'll be Amrock. Alright, just loading in. Relatively quickly. I'm arriving now. I can see other MBs at the other end of the runway. I think some of us may have gone... I'm by myself at one end of the runway at the moment.
That's all. Oh, Norman 6. ahead.
Rowdy 240 in an MB coming down my end. Steve Rings down the other end, and Neil, you were down 172. You were down the other end. I can come up to you, or you all coming down to me. I don't mind.
Get the magic teleport down.
Oh, obscene. All right. Oh, wait a minute. At this point, I will turn my webcam off, and I'm also going to turn off nameplates, so I may disappear just quickly. Go to traffic and off, and I'll record as well.
So I was trying to set my VR up again today, which was I was a little bit behind on the startup, but I'm having issues.
Oh. It's one thing that you really do need to be able to do to get the most out of this game. That's move your head and to look around the cockpit and outside.
My computer cannot cope with running this game, the Rift, and Discord.
Discord.
It can't hack it. It can't hack it.
And I'm running OBS as well to do the streaming, so it all adds up.
Yeah, like so, my computer I built for about 250 quid from second-hand parts. So you know.
Oh yeah. I think I use mine for all my video editing for my YouTube channel, so I did splash out quite a few quid.
I say the one I want to get is like I think that's 16 at the moment.
1600. God,
Yeah.
that's good. All right, people. So I presume we're going to take off and then go left. Inertia, do you want to lead? Can you lead, and I will follow up behind, because I'm shooting video, and it would just be great to fly and see more aircraft in front of me. Would you mind doing that? So just take us on a slalom pattern around the features of the landscape. You can see it out there to the left. Looks fantastic.
Okay. As it's a short strip, if everyone does a handbrake on, power up, and we'll get spoiled up and then quick launch.
Good point. Handbrake is on.
Okay, releasing handbrake in 3, 2, 1, go. And rotate. I was at the other end of the airfield, you guys.
That explains why I couldn't see you.
So I'll swing round. Timing went well though, we all passed dead in the middle of the strip.
Flaps up. So if I'm in lead, I'm going to pull out left to his first formation. And I'll wait for inertia to overtake me.
Just coming in now, I am full chat. There's another one coming in, is about to buzz you as well, look at it. Alright. Pulling power, sticking to half throttle, about to overtake you.
Looks good. So if we keep it to 2/3 throttle, so those behind have got a bit of scope to catch up.
Yep. Power's coming down, sitting at 250 at the moment.
Oh, where'd he go? There he goes.
Go around the left side of this, and then I'll hook in. Yeah. right, okay. Rolling right, you can follow this ridge round, cut in between the two. Go to the right hand side of the big bit here. Sitting just over 200 knots. Rolling left. And going to turn in left at the end of the hill here.
It is not easy to speed match in these things.
No, I find that I regularly have not enough linear control on the throttle to get a nice pattern. Push up a touch, try and hover around that 200 bar. The hill round to the right.
That's good. Nice and smooth. Woo-hoo-hoo! I don't know who that is above me, but literally my canopy glass was touching the underside.
Right, come in low, straight to the other side. Go to the left side of this formation up ahead. Follow it around to the right. Skip over the top of the little bit of hill and then turn left. Rolling in left, follow the hill down. Come up on the hill, go over the top, barrel roll over, come back down to the deck.
You make that sound so easy.
Pulling up, going vertical, applying some more power, rolling right wing down, coming over the top, continuing through with a corkscrew, falling into the little valley on the other side, and smooth out.
Nicely done. Cool.
Keep rotating that left, and come over the top of this because it drops off again as we get the other side, and then we're going to hook right on the top. Rolling right wing down, a little steeper, and down the drop.
Think-
More power, just picking up a little bit of airspeed.
I think I got ahead of you there.
Yeah, I scrubbed a bit of speed on that, more than I was expecting. You're going to the right of this formation and then cut in between the two big formations here. So, turn around to the right, left wing down, hooking in, following the road. Right wing down, going to go between the gap.
I'm following an MB. I'm not sure it's yours. You got red wingtips? Grey with red wingtips. That is you.
I'm the like grey black camo with the red tip tags. I'll do a barrel roll with show you. Rolling.
No, I'm not following you then. That's a good way of finding out. Oh dear. I'm following a tricolore and a grey, a ghost scheme.
I'm going vertical. I'm just trying to find you now. Yeah, see, I've got Obscene, it's Roger, and the Learjet of Tig on me.
All right, we've broken into two groups now, I think. But never mind.
Now we're going to keep this nice pattern round. I think I can see you. Yeah, it looks like you're following Stevens, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Or 172, one of the two. They're near you. We're on intercept course now. Yeah, you're following 172 at this point in time.
Okay, that's Neil. If you want to throttle back, Neil.
I'll pull back a bit, yeah.
Okay, we're on.
Scenery's just getting amazing now, isn't it? Look at that.
We're on an intercept course from your left-hand side.
Yeah, I see. Right, you throttle right back, Neil.
Off throttle.
Between these two formations right in front of you. Let's see if we can reform up and do another pass before we do our landing and next destination. Here they come. Right, Neil, we're going to follow you this time. 172.
Right,
No pressure. So why don't we follow out this way a little bit, do a 180 and do something similar.
Sounds good. So I'll just come out to the left a little bit and I'll bank around to the right so we can go back through the valley.
Right, so everybody take notice. We are now following a guy who's got his own private pilot's license. He knows what he's doing.
World is judging you right now.
Not in jets though.
Oh, don't make excuses. Come on.
That's a tomato sort of thing at this point.
Here we go.
Try and fly smooth.
Super smooth. Looks good from here. I got 3 tight NBs in front of me.
Yeah, I'm just on your left wing, so give me warning.
We can go ahead onto the stragglers as well.
Good speed as well. Gives us something to play with. Oh, this is so good.
So I'm going to go right around this next rock and then come in left before the big rock. Like left. So a bit too premature with the big rock.
No, that's good. That's good. Everybody made it.
And then we'll come left around that next big one. And then turning right to come around. good on the live stream.
It looks awesome from the cockpit.
Was it Neil? Was it 17?
That's Neil.
Yes, yeah.
So Neil, I take it you're quite versed with flying in controlled airspace.
Yeah. I used to fly out of Palo Alto, just over San Francisco area.
I think you're going to have to talk us through a proper landing approach.
Just flying over the hotel right now. There's like a visitor centre. Just buzzing over that. The airport shouldn't be too far away from here, should it?
Yeah, you got Monument Valley, 4.3 miles dead ahead.
It's enough for the nav aid, so I'll pull the map up.
Yeah, so if you press V, you'll bring. That's the easiest one. Oh,
He just desynced. Nah, that's his way of getting out of it. He just pulled the LAN connection out of the back of his PC.
oh, that's the old.
I
The
pulled
old.
the map up, and it just went whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
We'll do. We'll overfly the airport. and
Oh, I
we'll,
think I see you now. Yeah,
right,
I'm following
and
you.
head south of the airport so we can come in.
All right, we thought we'd lost you there, Neil.
South of my non-existent compass.
So there's the airstrip. So I'm going to turn right now. Heading
No
south.
doubt. I'm following you.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, turn right.
So for a little airport like this, there wouldn't be a control. Well, there might be a control tower, but a lot of the small ones in the US don't have a control tower.
Yeah, well, you just call your intentions, don't you, with stuff like that, and then people start talking back, I guess.
Oh,
Exactly.
I overshot you.
Yeah, it's going to be Monument Valley traffic. And normally I'd be saying, oh, Cessna on my number. Oh, this isn't a Cessna.
Well, that's the other thing as well. How you do these calls out. There's very strict kind of syntax for on radio calls, is there not?
Absolutely.
Not just general chit chat like we do.
So it just made me think of. Have you seen that the video of the LA speed check? Oh, he's gone again.
Has he?
No,
Oh.
he's there. He's back. It was just a small glitch. Yeah. Have you ever seen the LA speed check?
No.
Oh, honestly, it's really funny. You should have a look it up on YouTube later. It's worth a listen to. It's quite amusing. Do you still get aircraft that don't have ground speed indicators properly now?
Airspeed indicators or ground speed?
Ground speed.
I think most aircraft would just have airspeed indicators rather than ground speed. No, I completely messed up this approach because my I should have left those airport indicators on.
Yeah, they do help.
There's the runway again. Just check it out.
Oh, it's there. Right. Okay.
Right, I'm going to push out wide and come in for a left hook onto approach. You know.
But yeah, for full size, you'd be calling out your intentions. Like I say, a few miles out, you'd say you're on your way in, and then you'd call out when you're on the downwind and base and final.
So what's the what is your final? So when are you starting to call on something like a Cessna? 'Cause obviously it takes you a lot longer to get anywhere than some of these other things.
Yeah, so normally if you're coming in towards the airport, you'd enter a downwind leg, so you'd be kind of going down parallel to the runway. Turning base, that's kind of the short edge to the rectangle, and then finals, you're literally the point at which you turn into final. You'd be calling that, say I'm turning final. You might say you're half a mile out or a mile out, depending how far out you are.
Yeah, because I mean that's your final's completely aircraft dependent though, isn't it as well? I mean, I imagine there's obviously an approach aspect to each different strip, but you know, there's a plane flying at 90 knots is going to need a lot less final than a plane flying at 400.
Absolutely.
Math and things like that as well, I guess.
You have a short approach in a Cessna, literally pull the engine just above the runway on the downwind almost, and you could pull it around, glide it in.
Are you tail dragger endorsed, or are you just tri-wheel?
Tri-wheels.
So I do notice
I didn't realise that was a thing.
Yeah, yeah, you got to have an endorsement because of the mainly because of the ground loop monster.
With what, a tail dragger?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. No, the ground looping is a large thing with a tail dragger as opposed to tricycle aircraft.
What's the shortcut button for the air brakes on this?
You need to have it configured and you need to set one up. So if you haven't already, you want to go into your thing and choose a button.
I'll have to do that. Thank you. If you put full flaps and the wheels down, it tends to slow down okay.
Joe, I'd love it if we had the experimental class over here. It's just, I can't see England ever having that.
Busy in parking.
Yeah, blue jet on final.
Parking brake on, flaps up.
I just saw somebody press Y.
Oh.
No.
That was a good bounce.
It's like, oh, I realised I had half flaps. I should have gone full flaps.
I was reminds me when I was a kid. We used to glide. My dad was in the army, so I used to be part of the army glider club with my dad. And he was coming in an Alpha 8, which is an LS8 single-seater performance glider. And he was coming in really nicely. And we had this old London double-decker bus that was like the control tower. And he was coming in. He was on the spot landing. Came in too hard, bounced, then ended up 3/4 of the way down the airstrip. And we had to walk that thing back so far.
All right, good trip, guys. That was Monument Valley in Utah. And let's have my look at my list now. How about we do part 1 of the Grand Canyon like we did yesterday? So let me just let's go back to main menu and load up my flight plan. I think it was from KBVU.
The one thing I did think of, Dom, as well, that might be a good idea.
Hmm?
You know our landing challenge at Luca usually?
Yes.
Well, we do all this valley chasing, and yet we haven't done all the valleys around Mount Everest.
Oh, okay, right.
So that might be a good run at one point.
All right.
Or if you work out a flight plan, maybe we could fly from somewhere nearby to then Luca via the valleys or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can do that.
So which
Okay.
airport are we jumping to, Dom?
Hold on, I'm just loading up the flight plan. I think it's Page, so KPGA. And then we're going to fly down the Grand Canyon to the Grand Canyon National Park, which is KGCN.
Looks good.
That was I know, I thought that was a brilliant trip yesterday. So KPGA.
Got a runway set.
Runway 33 I've got. The thing is, I was playing around with creating flight plans this morning. It wouldn't let me set the runway, so I've got runway 33. It might not be the best one, but that's where I'm going to be starting from.
That'd be okay. We'll come out taking off north and turn left at the end of the runway.
Yep. KPGA. Just put that into chat for anybody who's with us. So hello to Derek Slide 100, Imperial RC Works, Jacob, hello from Slovakia, Gian with us again, Gian Wayland, Wellington Well, Jonas, Sean, Katakis 76, You're welcome. So we're about to do part 1 that we did yesterday of the Grand Canyon run, which is challenging to say the least, but a lot of fun. MB339, great aircraft for doing it. Oh, Sean, Obscene is Sean Taylor. Thanks for that. Okay, so I'm gonna. I always make this mistake as well. Taxi off the initial point where you jump in, so we can see how many aircraft we've got on the runway. Lots of MBs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MBs. 8 MBs. Probably
Blue's popular
2
today as well.
F-15s. It's what? Sorry, Sean? Neil?
So I was saying blue's popular today as well. Yesterday there wasn't so many blue ones. I thought, oh, I'll get a blue one today. I don't remember seeing anyone blue yesterday.
Tricolori. Yeah, lots of that.
Remind me, how'd you turn the name tags on?
You go to General, Traffic, and it's about the 4th option down, nameplates.
Does make it a lot easier to follow anyone flying.
Alright, again, so if 172, Neil and Jason Inertia, if you'd like to lead, I'm going to follow from behind because that makes best action for me in terms of recording for highlights later on in high res. So when you're ready, parking brake is on.
Neil, as you've got a better idea of where we're going, I'll form up on you.
Alright, I'll just get the map ready. Give me 1 sec.
Is that Amrock in front in his A320?
Yeah, he's trying to dig it down, I think.
Jonas, you just need to join the West Europe server. There's the Discord is at the top of this chat if you want to use that, but we're on the West Europe server and we're about to fly out of KPGA.
From my angle here, looking back, just the traffic of MBs is hilarious.
Yes, there's a lot of us today. It is Sunday. Jake's
Alright.
with us as well. Jake, welcome. Right, okay, over to you, Neil.
We'll get ready to go. I've just got the map up. It's quite useful to have the VFR map off onto a second screen if you can, because there's quite some tight corners along the river, and the map's quite useful to see which one's which.
It is. And even the MB can do what, nearly 400 knots. So you won't want to be going faster than 250.
So I'm rolling at half throttle.
Oh, no warning, he's off. You're in the Tricolori.
Okay, going full power now.
V1.
Taking off.
Dating.
Rotates. Gear up.
Probably pull back to half throttle about now.
Yep.
Thanks for the reminder. Okay, I'm banking left. Heading west.
Over the dam.
Yeah, we'll come down over the dam and then drop down into the canyon.
Just moving in on your tail. Slightly off your left wing.
I was checking out the aviation map for this area, and this whole area is pretty much banned for VFR flying.
I'm shocked by that.
Down into the canyon. Woohoo!
See, this is where it gets difficult, where I'm paying more attention to how you're flying than where I'm going. So if you crash, you're taking me with you.
That's the way it works with all good formation teams, is it not?
We'll die as a team.
They all follow the leader into the ground.
Some tight corners around this bit. It's really handy seeing the names now. I see you guys have overtaken. It's going too slow.
It makes life a lot easier. Yeah, you scrub a lot more speed than you realise when you're hooking around here.
Yeah, this will be Horseshoe Bend, I think. If you guys Google later Horseshoe Bend, Arizona, you see this photos of this section. It just looks stunning.
Yeah, I mean, it would look better than the potatoes that I see.
Definitely better than potatoes. Red potatoes.
They're all sorts of colours for me at this point in time. And as like looking at the stream, the river is about twice as wide, because it's just literally generic water that's twice as wide, a good deal higher than what you're seeing actually partly up on the side of the mountain there. It's day and night the difference between the system that Dom's using and what I'm using.
Well, even the card I'm using was the thing 3 years ago, but certainly isn't now. It's a 2080 NVIDIA card. It's old.
That was the most expensive component of my PC, and it's a GTX 1060.
Neil's wingtip perilously close to the valley wall.
Oh, Amarok's down.
Well, I'm only saying it's old, Liam, because the 3080 has been announced, hasn't it, for a long time. I know you can't get hold of it, but...
Try this bridge. Does it work?
It does.
It does, kinda. If you get that landing squeak.
Do you know what's funny? Is actually... Do you know when you're saying you fly through it and you hit something invisible?
Mm.
On my screen, it's visible what you're hitting.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. So like the rendering that I'm achieving is actually what I'm guessing that's the first physical body, and then it's refined.
So,
Left of the junction.
okay. This guy on the chat, my pony, is asking if this is standard. Yes, this is standard. In that the multiplayer action you're seeing is something you do because it's kind of hosted in the cloud by Microsoft. You don't have to set anything up to do this. It's a global environment. There are separate servers with different versions of, well, not different versions, but different instances of the same thing. So we're on the West Europe server because that's the cloud instance that's nearest us. But there's probably one in North America and one in Australia and whatever. You connect to the one that is closest to you. The aircraft that we're flying, the MB339, is an add-on. It costs about €20, but you can see on this stream that there are other aircraft that are standard. The Learjet, the A320, things like that, I think are standard. But there are 3 different versions actually. The one I'm using is Deluxe, I think, which comes with all the aircraft. Right, let's catch up some people. I've lagged behind here.
So there's about 10 planes behind me. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Is Alan Paul taking the lead?
I'm definitely in fly mode. I'm going to try and do a DCS run after this as well. Once we end the stream today.
Yes, I'll have to see if I can connect to your server.
Yeah, hopefully it all works out. If not, maybe we should try getting someone else to host. I mean, I only spent like many hours building missions.
Which could be exported onto a different server, right?
I honestly, no idea. Not a clue.
I would guess so.
Yeah, it's not too much of a worry. I mean, it's not hard building missions. I quite enjoy it, but sometimes I get carried away.
Another question on the chat from Sebastian. Can you turn on smoke? Unfortunately not at the moment, but the rumour is that will happen, but I think will happen as part of them adding more smoke effects. You know, the vortices that you get off wingtips and all that type of stuff. I think, I read a couple of things which suggested they were going to do that. It would be good, I agree, to have smoke, display smoke that you could turn on and off.
That's one of the things I really love about DCS is the little detailing like that.
Oh yeah, you can. You have smoke. You can add on the ordnance, can't you? You can add a smoke. What do they call it? A smoke canister. Tight left. Thanks for the call. Oh blimey! What's the
time right after?
Well, let's say if you want to see something impressive, the Grim Reapers, when they do theirs, they've done air shows on there, and there is a load of guys in the MB with the smoke canisters flying like you would think it was actually the guys who fly the real ones. The way that they do it. Amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's us lot who just sort of cluster around.
Try not to crash. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, on here, your only obstacle is the ground and invisible walls underneath bridges.
Yeah.
Whereas on DCS, you can hit everything, be hit by everything, and no doubt somebody will accidentally pull the trigger several times.
Yeah, well, this sim is all about, well, the flying's pretty good, but it's all about the photographic environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
The flying model on DCS, I personally think is much
Better, yeah.
They say you don't have the graphics. I mean, you know, it's probably be a couple more generations down, and you'll probably have the mix of amazing flying and amazing graphics.
This section's getting quite wide, isn't it?
I still remember the original one and seeing all the pixels. It was just a flat thing and some stripy lines that used to move. The old 512 meg monster that used to run that game.
Oh, we're going left. We're going left or right?
I was clicking the map and then my control loses focus for some reason.
Right.
Coming back in the valley.
That's a good example of following your leader.
Impressive.
Into where's he going? Oh, he's flying into a wall. No problem. If he says that's what I'm supposed to do, that's what I'll do.
Dom wants to do that. Yeah, you have to
have
remind
that problem. If you undock the VFR map, put it on a separate screen, as soon as you click on it, you kind of seem to
No,
lose
yeah.
I only have one screen. Just have the VFR up in the top right.
This would be quite an awesome white water rafting adventure down this river, wouldn't it?
Is it flowing? Is it a fast flowing river then? Do you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's grade 4 rapids down through the canyons.
Well, I'm going to slow down. See, you're doing 300 knots before you know it. Slowing up.
So have you done any playing in the rapids then, Neil?
Not here, not in the Grand Canyon, but tried white water rafting a couple of times. Good fun.
This will be part of my job. We had a grade 2 rapid at Embrun in France. That when I worked for PGL, we used to take the kids out. So I like how this started off all smooth. Now literally everyone is just full beans the whole time. It's getting good.
Well, you kind of learn, don't you, how to
Bending,
turn the
isn't
take tight bends. You learn how to fly it faster.
Getting wider on this bit as well.
Yeah.
So as you get to kind of Grand Canyon Village, where the Grand Canyon Airport is, GCN, around that section is about 10 miles wide, a mile deep. It's a huge thing. It's amazing. Right turn up here, right turn.
Still remember on the early of this, I'm trying to convince Dom to get a Discord set up because it was like a 20-second delay watching him do something, and then it was
I'd barely used Discord before this. Just occasional use in DCS. I didn't really appreciate how good it was for something like this and how laggy chat was on the live streams. But it's good, you know, instant communication.
Well, the strange thing about Grand Canyon, different climate at the bottom. So down here you might see cactuses. On the top you're up at 10,000 feet and it's alpine. You've got kind of mountain trees.
My brother-in-law's been. He said there's a viewing area which it goes right out into the Grand Canyon, and it's like you're standing on a very thin plinth. Have you seen that before, Neil?
Not been to that one. That's, I think, towards the west, Grand Canyon West. You might see it on the map. It's like a glass-floored kind of platform.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I've got a fear of heights. I'm not sure that's something I could do.
If you've got a fear of heights, what you definitely need to do is go to Estonia, go up Trafan, because it's a you can go up it on a scramble, it's not so bad, but you've got to jump between Adam and Eve on the top, which are two big rocks with a massive gap in the middle.
Right. I can't get off a ladder. I don't think I'm gonna.
It's genuinely it's not too bad. Like you can take that one quite nice. I mean, if you do the North Face, you know that's a full-on rock climb, but it's yeah, you can take it as easy as you want up that one. It's not too bad.
Getting narrow now.
So we're just getting close to GCN Airport now.
Yeah, about
When you want
10 miles away to our left. So a little bit further. I think this is where we bailed out last time, so climbing out. And we've got to go about 9 miles to our left. It should be quite close.
Funny things, we've got to go up to land. So we were down at about 4,000 feet.
Yeah.
We've got to go up to about 10,000 feet for the landing.
There we go. That was spot on. We were level with it.
So Neil, was it, if I remember rightly, was you saying mostly your flying has been abroad? I don't know.
So yeah, so I lived in the States for a little while. So I lived just in Silicon Valley, so in California. So I'd fly out of Palo Alto and fly up to San Francisco and places like that. Beautiful place.
You get huge air density differences out there, don't you? As opposed to like over here, you don't seem to really get it. I don't think as much.
How do you mean?
So like your air density, your what do you call it? Can't think. You know your technical altitude at ground level when you go to take off. Your density altitude.
Oh, okay. So yeah, yes, I think you were talking about the QNF and QFEs and so on, right?
Yes.
So they do it differently in the US. So in the UK, you always set your altimeter, so you're taking off at 0, even if your airport's 100 feet up. In the US, they always do it above sea level. So here, you can see this airport, I think it's at about 7,000 feet, something like that. So you would land at 7,000 feet. But in the UK, you always do this thing when you're in the aerodrome, you'd reset your altimeter such that 0 is on the ground. And then as soon as you leave the airport, you change it to be above sea level.
Right. Okay.
So I think it's more just a difference in terms of how they treat the airspace, how they use altimeters and so on.
But I mean, you get some quite severe effects on the aircraft out there, don't you, with these thin airs?
Certainly, if you're up high like this, 7,000 feet, yeah, the air's thinner, so your landing speed, your airspeed would be the same. So all the speed you'd learn for takeoff and landing, your indicator airspeed's the same. But for your ground speed, of course, will be different. So in thinner air, your ground speed will be much higher as you come into land.
Right. Okay. That's interesting to know.
Yeah, so it's the same.
Something I'm curious about, because you always watch these things where planes have overloaded because of different air densities and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you need a longer runway. So you'll see the kind of mountain air tends to have longer runways.
Yeah, that's that one we did in China, Dom. It's 14,000 whatever feet it was. It was like the enormous long runway, and because of the density altitude.
God.
The air density doesn't matter.
14,000 feet.
Yeah, we did it on the after we did Saba.
I remember.
No, we did it before Saba.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's it's like 14,400 and something. So the world's highest airport until they were building the new one, which apparently is 3 meters higher.
Yes, it's quite interesting. When you learn the science, basically you've got the same number of air molecules hitting your wings. That's why your airspeed is kind of the same, same dynamics. But like I say, your ground speed, you've got to hit a lot more. You've got to hit the air faster in terms of ground speed. That sounds confusing now I say it.
Yeah, with this again, this is why I was asking. What if the GA aircraft, how you've got, because obviously you get it, let's say like that LA speed check. You do get things that are coming in and are asking for, a speed check off ATC as they're tracking.
Yeah.
The majority of the time, that's to get ground speed as opposed to airspeed.
Yeah, so part of your flight planning, you'd plan out, okay, what's the altitude, what's the air density, what's the air pressure on that given day, and it'll tell you how much runway you need.
So are you IFR rated, or are you just VFR?
VFR.
VFR.
Okay, I managed a proper landing this time, no cheating.
So I'm watching.
You're both just coming in, are you?
No, I'm parked right behind you.
I went out south of the airport, then came in from the south.
All right. Wow, busy.
Sitting in there.
We've never seen so many MB339s in this game. Gets better every time we do it. All right.
You definitely have to find somebody who's just flying an airliner at some point and just intercept them with this many planes.
Scare them out of the sky. Right, going back to main menu. That was a good trip. Thanks very much for leading, Neil.
That was great fun. Loved it.
So, looking on my list, what did we do? Oh, Mach Loop. Let's do Mach.
The Atlantic.
Yeah, back and forth. Let's do Mach Loop. So let's load up that flight plan because I still can't remember some of the turns on Mach Loop. So we're taking off from RAF Valley. I'll give you the code in a moment. Which is EGOV. So thanks to those that are flying with us, a growing number every time we do this, and thanks if you're watching, you're on the Essential RC YouTube channel. In place of being able to go out and fly our, I nearly said toy, I'll upset Jason if I say toy, radio controlled model airplanes, this is the next best thing. Although I think we're having a lot of fun doing this, because Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is relatively new, and it's the best out there really in terms of the realistic scenery graphics. Maybe not the flight model, we were just discussing that. We think Digital Combat Simulator might have the edge. But it's pretty good.
What runway are we going for?
Good question. Is it 3-1? I think.
There's a lot of labels in the sky around here.
Oh, that's
It's a
why.
very popular spot today.
That's why I turn them off.
It's tons.
Yeah,
There's
confirm
like
you're at 3-1.
50.
Which, Neil, that puts you to the opposite end of the runway on that one.
It doesn't matter too much. We've got a long run to the actual entry to the Mach Loop, so I can't see anybody at the moment. Is this the usual traffic problem?
Oh, Dom, could you unmute Alan Paul as well? He's a regular flyer.
Well, yeah.
A local flyer to me.
Sure, yeah, sure thing. Give me a mo. I hadn't looked at Discord in a little while, sorry. Come on, Discord. Alan Paul. Alan Paul,
If he wants to talk, that is.
welcome, Alan Paul. You'll have to unmute yourself and use push to talk. Also unmuting regular Jake Bullet. How you doing? And Obscene, he's a regular as well. Let's unmute Obscene if he wants to join in. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, you right, you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining in, buddy. You're welcome.
Thanks.
So I'm at RAF Valley. I don't know where everybody else is because I'm sat on the runway by myself.
Map is showing other people around you.
Oh Lord, right. So here's the usual routine of me. What shall I do? A restart? No, let's go into general options and data, and I'll turn off data. This is a trick for anybody else. If you don't see anyone, this is sometimes what can solve it.
So Neil, I suppose the big question is how is it flying a Cessna on here compared to a real one?
It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's quite impressive. I mean, the cockpit detail is just phenomenal on these things. So yeah, I did most of my flight training in a 152, and that little old kind of classic 152 on here seems quite apt. And then some longer flights on a 182 with G1000 glass cockpit. So they haven't got that by default on here, but there's the 172 G1000, which again, pretty good.
You know when you get a lot of levels of aircraft when you have to state that it's glass cockpit?
Wow. I mean, the original Cessnas, I mean, my Cessna I trained in, most of those 152s were built in the 70s. I mean, a little bit younger than me.
So you always see like some of the old things that are sat around airfields and they've got all the yellowing on the plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's quite impressive when you've got the glass cockpit, the G1000, you've got the 2 screens there, you know, you can see all the traffic and do all your flight planning on there. Turn the autopilot on, push a button, it flies itself. Actually, I want to step away for a bit, I'll join you on the next flight.
Okay, no worries. Cheers, Neil. So this is Mach Loop, really famous destination for the RAF and visiting air forces to fly through the Welsh valleys, and some great photographs and videos on the internet you'll find of photographers standing above the aircraft that fly by. It's about a 6-hour trip for me to get there by car, so I've never been, but it's something I definitely want to do. I'm a bit handy with a video camera, so something I'll do in the future. Oh my word, look at the traffic. Right, so gentlemen and ladies, if you're with us, if you have spawned in to the initial spot, could you taxi off that initial point so that we can see how many aircraft we have on the runway? So if you could just find your own little spot on the runway, that would help a great deal. And because I would like to do just a quick count of how many aircraft we have. Very kind. Thank you all very much. So let me quick count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 aircraft minimum at the moment, which is this is going to be epic. All right.
And 74 viewers as well.
It just gets better and better. It really does. So I guess I've got a lead. I've got the flight plan. But if you know the route, you are more than welcome to strive ahead and do that. So parking brake is off, and I am throttling up now. Just a gentle throttle up, 25% power. Building a bit of speed. Let's keep it tight and together. 25% throttle. Nice taxi going. That's it. That's it. Get everybody rolling. Everybody rolling. Come on, let's go. Let's go. And then going to full throttle in 3, 2, 1. Full power. Go, go, go. Full power. Looking for 120, 120, and pull back on the stick. Gear up. And soft turn, slow turn left. Flaps up. Throttling back. So a long run, we've got about 36 miles to the entry to the Mach Loop. So Good time to do some close formation flying in a straight line, which we haven't had much of so far. See how close you can get to other aircraft without them dissolving. We're at 1,000 feet on the nail at 250 knots.
I am just coming up on your left wing now.
Oh, got you. That's a nice shot.
See if I can tuck right in before either desync or dissolve gets me, one of the two.
All right, my backward facing cam at the moment.
In now.
Sorry, I wasn't keeping my wings level there, was I?
Ah, it desynced just at that point.
Yeah, it's difficult. That's the one thing we've got to try in DCS, Jason, because you can actually touch. And we did it on the A10s. You can actually
Like a child cry.
You do it too firmly, and you do fireball though.
But the thing about that as well, have you also noticed that you get turbulence on multiple takeoffs?
In DCS, do you? Oh wow.
Yeah, you get swirlies off the ground.
Well, we'll get back into that. We'll attract some new players into that, I think. It's a bit.
I've been building the missions, so the SU-25T can be used quite well. So anybody who just goes for the free game without any DLCs is all good. All I need to know once we get this working is how many people we've got and what planes they're going to be. There will be a restriction. They might have to just pick the one type of aircraft, but it's as long as I know that, I can put the planes in as spawnable aircraft.
Yeah.
That's as close as I can get before you dissolve.
That's good enough.
You actually desynced perfectly as I was accelerating up to you. You just moved slightly back. It was good.
It is frustrating. Maybe they'll solve that in the future. I don't know. Uh, 21 to go.
Alright, I've got to try it. Here we go.
There's always one.
As long as I can keep you in my view, we're all good. If I was on VR, this would be so much easier. I will get that sorted.
Alright, I'll try and keep my wings level. There's a bit of mirror flying. You got to a bit more power.
Yeah.
You want to be doing that from above, don't you?
Yeah. I've just. It's because of the beam in the window. I'm just trying to get it so I can get my view on you nicer. There we go. Right now, we start coming to descend. This is right out of my internal view as well. Right.
You're climbing away.
No, I know. I'm fiddling with my camera. There we go. Here we go. Descending.
Desync. It's pretty good.
I can't see the plane anymore. There it is. Right, okay. It's the closest I've gotten to it so far.
One more try.
Yeah, moving in. Oh no, it desynced on me.
Ah.
Rolling out.
All right, so I'd headed off to the right a bit too much. Sorry about that. So 250 knots, 3,000 feet. I'd climbed a bit as well. No wonder it was getting difficult. $11 miles to go. So objective here is to stay low, 50 to 100 feet. Slow descent into the valley mouth. $260 knots now. $8 miles to go. That's our landing strip on the left. That's EGLL.
That was weird. I came in to form up on you, desynced, and ended up form up on Steve.
I was just dealing with somebody in chat. That's done. All right, so shallow turn in. And we're ready to go. Good luck, everyone. $300 knots. Certainly don't want to go faster than that. We got some. It's. The initial maneuvers are to the right.
Oh, Neil's back.
Excellent. You might be able to catch us up.
He's just above us.
Oh, brilliant. All right.
Bit of Y magic.
Yeah, that's a great feature, isn't it?
I'd stop for tea and cake.
Hide all.
That wasn't the most British pilot thing I've ever in life.
I'm on autopilot. I'm just going to go for a cup of tea.
Toughest thing about formation flying is just getting the speed right, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
They can get closer, then they think like jump back like 4 feet, and then you're like, oh.
Now, maybe it's obvious to everybody else, but the way the red arrows do it, and probably a lot of the way the display teams do it, is they do it all on the air brake, don't they? They don't touch the throttle. I saw.
Really?
Yeah. That's their main way of making sure
like
they're
an
right.
outbreak turn, is it?
Well, they just, in varying degrees, put out the air brake.
Yeah, but our air brake's on a button.
Yeah, it's all on or off. Yeah.
It's a bit like Amarok's throttle, where it's on a switch.
Yes.
Very shot you there.
It's all right. Don't worry. I think we're going around to the right now. So
This looks incredible. All these planes back here, this is so good.
Neil's leading. Right, I'm going to slow down. You're welcome to overtake me because it looks better from a video point of view if you're ahead. So don't worry about me lagging behind.
I'm just trying to chase down Neil then.
Does Jake know the way? Shall I follow Jake?
I suspect he does, but I'll call from my position. I'm not that far out. So there's a sharp left coming up. Lead pilot certainly wants to be going left now. It's a very, very sharp round to the left. Air brake advised. And then round to the right. Almost impossible to make this unless you really are flying slow. I've made this mistake so many times, but I've done it this time. So I was at 150 knots to make that. Yeah, round to the left.
Got all nav lights.
Going to be bearing around to the left. Waypoint 16. MB in front of me, proving you don't have to do this the right way up. You can fly inverted.
I don't know if that's... I think that's me. I'll go for it. Inverted it is.
Well, why not? Sharp left turn coming up. Left, left, left.
Hey Jake, you want to pull some power there? Everyone bunch up.
This is the bit where the photographers sit, isn't it?
Yeah, high up on the side of the hill.
Park up in that car park just there. I've seen some amazing photos of the jets coming through here, like the tornadoes and Eurofighters, just super.
And with a good lens, they get right into the cockpit, don't they?
Sometimes you see the co-pilot waving back, right?
Yeah.
It's when you see things like the A300M going through there.
They send all sorts through, Hercules, you name it.
Globemaster as well. That's a machine. It's always a good sight when you've got the Globemaster coming in and out at Boscombe Down. And they're just almost vertical off takeoff. It's crazy.
And a landing from the right side.
Are we landing at EGOD?
Yep.
EGOD.
Yep.
Follow Jake.
Gear down.
Some interesting landings at the back here.
Who's that following me in?
Right on you.
All right. Off on the power.
Best one yet.
Yes! Oh! Whoops! I'm on off the runway. Concentrate, man. Oh, almost perfect.
It's a big runway, isn't it? Less stress.
Oh. Good trip.
I had my camera was at like a 50-degree angle out of the right sort of thing, so I only had just a bit of peripheral on the runway as I was following you in.
You don't want to be following me. I was practically on the grass.
I was worried for a minute you were going to go really long. I couldn't remember how long this runway was.
I was judging it by when you were going to touch down.
Blind leading the blind.
All right, park up on the left. All right. Thanks, Thomas. That was good fun. Always good fun flying the Mach Loop. All right, so heading back to main menu. We've been going for nearly 2 hours, so I think I've got time for one more trip if anybody's up for that.
Probably a landing challenge then, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Where do you suggest? Your choice. Jason?
I think because of the caliber of NBs that we've got here, it's got to be Saba, hasn't it, with the Arresta Rock?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Go to my notes. Saba. I thought I had the code for that. Can you remember what the code is? I thought I had that.
It is Tango November Charlie Sierra TNCS.
Yeah. Dutch Caribbean. Saba
So one more time.
Airport. TNCS. Tango November Cat Sierra. Runway 12.
You been to this one, Neil?
No, this one, no.
Oh, I'm looking forward to you trying
He's
to land
flown it. He's flown it. He's an expert at landing and taking off at this airport.
Oh, in the simulator, yeah, not in the real world.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I was
That role
saying,
play.
you've been on it yet after
In
your
Cessna's
mount.
well, no. Oh no, not been to this one. Oh, I can't remember. I think I remember those rocks actually. So runway 12, was it?
Correct. Okay, so this is our final little challenge for the bit of fun. Although we've had fun all the way through, to be honest. This is our last destination on this live stream, and it's a very we got a list of some of the most dangerous airports to fly in and out of, and this is one. This is Saba Airport in the Dutch Caribbean. We'll just wait a few seconds for everybody to jump in. What I love is that people come into this strip for the first time and think, oh my god, that's short, and if they've got it, they use reverse thrust to get the oh, nice biplane flying by.
There's definitely one to back up, get full length.
I don't think you can do that in the MB. No reverse thrust.
You don't need to push back. What you need to do is keep the handbrake on and power up to full power, and you're good. The little drop off on the end, you'll float right off like a carrier takeoff.
Oh, okay, but you have to power up first on brakes.
That's known as a short field takeoff.
Matthew, we're on the West Europe server. If you want to join us for our last destination, I'm not going to move off where I spawned in because I need every inch I can get off the runway. Alright, so again the advice is to on handbrake on, and I'm throttling up, and I'll let you know when we're going to release. Throttled up, maximum throttle. I'm on the handbrake, releasing in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hit 100 knots, just you get the end, rotate.
Gear up.
And now the fun begins.
So the easy option is to hook out right or left, turn and come back. And if you don't slow down, you just use the arrestor rock, as Jason calls it.
Does work very effectively.
It's very effective.
Okay, I'm going to start configuring early, dropping down the throttle. Pretty much, if you touch the numbers at anything over 150, you're not stopping.
And the minimum speed you can touch down with flaps? 120?
I come in at about 1.
1.
And anything less than that is sync rate's too much.
Yeah, I think the recommended land speed is about 95 to 110, something like that.
Oh, is it? Okay. God, that's slow.
Big straight wings.
If you click the checklist button, you can kind of go through the different checklists, and there's a landing checklist.
Checklists? Who does checklists?
A real pilot.
That's me, not me then.
And try your best and see what happens, you know. But
I think I'm going too fast.
Yeah, you just blew past me and I'm coming in at 100.
Yeah, I'm going to go round. There's a 747 about to take off.
I see the runway with all the labels down there.
Yeah, 747 just ended up in the drink.
Now here's where that air brake could be handy. I should really map that button.
Oh, it's a must.
That was a bit aggressive. Flare, bounce. Oh, that was so messy. I'm not happy with that.
I'll go around.
Right.
Mark up at the end and see how many people use the arrestor one.
Okay, so I went around, slowing down. I'm only at 170. That should be better. Not so much height.
So we've had 2 successful MB landings just came in very nicely, which was Chris and something Paul. Rowdy did a very rowdy landing, but he's down. Northeast FPV in the, I forget the name of that plane, the old turboprop single engine thing. He's down. Oh wait. He's up. He's gone around.
Here I come. 140, 130.
Jake has used the arrest the rock.
Yay!
You know, it shows the difference because the first time we flew this, nearly everyone at one point would overrun, and now it's like more success rate landings than
Yeah,
fail.
you learn. Well, I think we've flown this MB so much, you learn how slow it can fly. Can it be done from the other end?
Yeah, you can, yes. Oh, landing, yes. Taking off is slightly
Oh,
different.
yeah.
Trying to
Okay.
get off over that rock.
So let's try landing from the other end then, over the rock.
Two on approach. Oh, oh. And that's definitely an arrest the rock. Yeah. Roger RC is stopped with nothing to spare. That's good. But the was it crow ball went straight through the rocks.
You have to be. The test is you have to be able to turn around. That's a measure of a successful landing, I would say, from that end.
Moto's done a go round. Yeah, the his name's plate's vanished for me for some reason, but he's landed with the ability to turn. Here comes a Eurofighter.
Oh, no chance.
RC Addicts. He's alphaing it in. No, he's long. He's really long. He didn't even touch the ground before he hit the arrest the rock. He was straight into the arrest the rock. Fake Clips is down. Jake is gone for round 2 and arrest the rock.
Damn it.
All right.
It was closer this time.
I'm coming from the Arresta Rock end. I'm going to fly on the verge of stall doing this. I'm going to set my handbrake on. There's going to be black rubber marks all the way down the runway. I'm at 115.
Nice done. Motor just landed the other way in turboprop. It looked like a reverse thrust landing.
One final.
Oh, that's a bounce.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. No, it's not. That was not. That I can't have got any slower than that.
Okay, I'm stuck. Oh man, that's pretty good.
It's a bit like when you're landing at Luca and that. You can't come in too shallow. You have to sort of get your sink rate, so you're aiming at the big X.
I managed to touch the numbers at 95 knots. Just
Really? That's slow?
middle of the runway, yeah. So if you're on the external view and you've got kind of all the HUD stuff on the left, the white stripe down the airspeed indicator, that shows you kind of your allowable speed with the flaps down. And so the bottom of that white stripe should be your stall speed.
Right. Okay.
There's a few interesting bounces down the runway.
I'm going to try again, but I don't hold out much hope. need to lose a lot of height. Oh. Wow. Well, I bounced it. But I'm amazed how... Okay, so it does fly quite slow. I'm going to try that again. Let's
Full
cheat.
flaps, yeah, full flaps.
Cheat and try that again. And try not to bounce it this time. From that end.
Yeah, that 320 didn't make it.
You can't do it in an A320. Might as well do a Dreamliner 787.
Try a takeoff from the other way. Roger's got this nailed in regards that he seems to manage to land with absolutely nothing to spare again.
That's called perfection. It's using all the available runway. Alright, here we go.
Powered up, I'm going to see if I can clear the arrest the rock by doing a takeoff from the other way.
Oh, it should be going slower. It's going too fast. Oh no! Nail! No, come on, stop!
God.
No!
I mean, I'm up, but I skimmed off the rock.
Ugh. Right, one more go. It's the most challenging one, I have to say. I thought St. Martin or St. Bartholomew was TFFJ was difficult, but this is this is really difficult. Right, parking brake on, and
You'd get some dynamite out and just blow up those rocks, wouldn't you?
yeah, get rid of the damn thing.
He's definitely spent too long in America when he's come up with that. Fucking my way, dynamite.
That's my kids love the TNT on Minecraft. That's what it is.
Right, 130.
Behind you, Dom.
Alright, don't follow me, whatever you do.
Oh no, I have no doubt. I'm higher than you.
120.
A completely different glide path setup.
Oh, this looks good. I'll take that. Yay!
Nice one.
Yeah, got straight down on the numbers.
Not perfect,
just
but
shy
not
of-
bad. Right, I'm going to try taking up off the other way now. See if that can be done.
Yeah, I did get in the air. I just bounced off the rock at the end as well. It's you need everything you can get.
Gotcha. I'm right at the end, hanging off the edge.
Also, your air brake's down. Don't forget.
Oh god. Handbrake. Alright, let's do this together, Jason. You've got a few more yards on me, I think.
I'm trying to milk it.
Alright, here we go. Throttling up, full throttle on the brake. Releasing on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, still speed on this plane is about 80 knots, so you've got quite a ways to go down.
Almost there. Come on, come on, come on, come
No.
on.
I just slammed into it. Alright, one more go, one more. This is literally my last thing I'm doing. Oh. Right. Oh no, what's going on? Oh, I'm in.
How did you crash over there?
You went through the gap. You don't have an excuse.
No, I was trying to go for the gap. I was like, just trying to lead a wing over, but yeah, just couldn't get through. I'm gonna land from the other way just because it's a little bit easier.
Need to rotate a bit earlier, I think. Alright, last go, last go. Alright, parking brake on. Ugh. Who's this? Is this you coming down?
I'm just turning on to final, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going from the other side.
Right, here we go. My last attempt. Looks like somebody's going to go with me. Another MB. Come on then. Camo MB. I haven't got my nameplates on, so I can't see who it is.
Someone just failed the landing and fell off the end.
There's a lot of MBs down the bottom of the cliff. Alright, okay, here we go. So throttling up, full power. And 3, 2, 1, release. Through the gap. Rotate! No. Inverted. Come on! No. In the drink.
It was the one that
Oh.
you both just sort of spiraled off the end.
Can't be done.
I think that was Druid Zeus who followed you off.
Oh. We suicided.
And we got 172 on approach.
Final over the rocks.
Right, I'm going to land with a successful landing the other way.
Shoot off, guys. Thanks very much. Again.
Cheers, Jake. All right, mate.
See you again.
See you again. Cheers.
Maybe.
Looking good. Oh, it's a hard descent though. Is he going to bounce? Yep.
No!
Yeah, that bounce got you.
Right. Last one.
Steve, how are you doing that? Oh wait, I see. Steve's turned wind on. He's cheating.
Oh, has he? Ah,
He's floating right now.
clever.
I was like, well, how the hell is he doing that? And then I just noticed by the way his plane's moving. I was like, oh,
Ah,
he's
clever.
100 knots of wind on. He's hovering.
All right, 150.
Eurofighter coming the other way. That's going to be an arrest the rock. Yep. I still remember that the first day, like when I was model flying, and there was my first ever experience of absolutely no wind whatsoever, and I'm there going, why can't I slow my plane down? Like it just wouldn't.
Makes a huge difference, doesn't it? In this country, you have to learn in the wind. How many 0 wind days do we get? Virtually none. Right, here we go. Last landing. Nice. Can't see, my nose is up. Nailed it!
Nicely done.
Thank you. Let's turn around. All right, gents, thank you very much for your company. Again, a lot of fun for a Sunday. Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks to fellow pilots.
Fantastic way to spend a wintry afternoon, isn't it?
It's the best way. There's no. What else would we be doing?
Oh, it's supposed to snow today.
Tomorrow now. Tomorrow. Snow in the southern the UK tomorrow, apparently. So, there you go. All right, guys, have a good week, and I'll schedule another one for Wednesday evening, if you're up for it, about 7 o'clock, I think.
Yeah.
Hope-
I'm going to get off and fly DCS, I think.
Okay. Oh, actually, I'll meet you up Jason, if you're going to switch on your server, I'll try and connect up to it very quickly.
Cool, I'll jump on that straight away.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Thanks
for your
to...
time.
Take care, have a good week, and talk to you soon. Cheers, bye.
At this point, I won't bother changing to the other Discord. It's just push to talk is difficult in DCS. There's too many buttons to press. I'm noticing the when I'm looking at your stream, there's some red arrows, but for me they're MBs.